ज्ञानशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। हरि ओम।
Kindly take your seats, everybody. Pranam and welcome to tonight's satsang. We are very honored to have Swami Prakash Ananda ji at our mandir tonight to guide you along with our Bhagavad Gita. He is here to read 108 night Yajnas, and so one of the nights we would have accommodated him, and that's tonight. And Swamiji is no stranger to me. I know him for quite a long time, over the years. In Trinidad, we were together at the Hindu Forum, the Gita Forum. I normally switch on my radio in Trinidad, sometimes listen to him speaking on Bhagavad Gita and other coordinating other scriptural injunctions with the Bhagavad Gita, connecting them and philosophically. I think I had him once or twice on national TV in Guyana too. And I asked my Chacha Siri this time, I said, if he is vacant, kindly convey to him that I am willing to allow him my slot on the national television. And if it's so, well, it's okay for him to leave a few programs on national TV, because Mandir, it's confined to a few people who may have the time, but when you're on national television, a person could switch on, and those who are at home could see it. So it's still open for you, Swamiji. So it's a pleasure to have you here, everybody. For the strangers who may not know me, I am the officiating priest at Mandir here, Pandit Ravi, and very much delighted once again to have Swamiji with us. And your troop with you, all your followers and disciples, welcome. And I must say, special welcome to my friend Pandit Avishkar, all the way from the west coast of the Mahar, who is a strong advocate of the Bhagavad Gita. And he has impressed me quite a lot as a young person. Not taking away anything from Swamiji, but I'm happy to know that young people are following the mission, the teaching, and also advocating in Guyana. So, Swamiji, welcome. And while the Bhagavad Gita is a central figure of all affairs, you are no different. You are just what you call it, synonymous with what you are, also the central figure of tonight's affair. So welcome to you, and without any hesitation, I don't want to go between you and the microphone. Thank you.
Radhe Radhe Govinda,
Radhe 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 Govinda. सब गाइए.
Radhe 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 Govinda,
Radhe 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 Govinda,
Radhe 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 Govinda,
Radhe 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 Govinda. Hari Bol.
Radhe 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 राधे राधे गोविंद
कृष्ण मुकुंद
कृष्ण मुकुंद
बाल गोविंद
बाल गोविंद।
ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुदेवाय नमः। ओम पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं
व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। नमोऽस्तुते व्यासविशालबुद्धे मुदारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दुग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्स सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। हरि ओम।
Number 4. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. सब गाइए।
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
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 Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Krishna Kanaya Lal ki
Jai.
Let me welcome all of you to this satsang tonight. This might be number 22 or 24. Night number 24. This is 24th temple we are coming to. And we are seeing the most wonderful scriptural text on the earth by far. It is in this text where Bhagavan tells the most uplifting lines that you will find in scriptures anywhere in the world. And there is no such thing as it is not meant for this one or it is not meant for that one. This is meant for everybody, first of all. And Bhagavan has given an equal chance to everybody. He doesn't say anywhere in this Bhagavad Gita that he only loves certain people. He says, Samoham sarvabhuteshu name dveshyos tinapriyaha. That I am equal to all beings. If it even is the wicked Ravan, Bhagavan is equal to Ravan as he is equal to any other person. In other words, just as he gives a chance to you and I to go to Mandir and worship the Lord, he also gives a chance to Ravan. And just as he exists in the Murti, so he exists in all beings in this universe. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. So it's a text where the Lord has an equal eye for all beings and all creatures. And nobody is more important and nobody is less important. This type of text doesn't say that if you don't accept Bhagavan Shri Krishna, he'll strike you on the head with lightning and all that kind of thing. There's no such thing. But this is there in scriptures of the world. We see it all the time. But the most wonderful scripture. And if you want to learn about politics, you want to learn about psychology, you want to learn about metaphysics and anthology, you want to learn about any subject matter, and a thorough study of this Bhagavad Gita, a thorough study of Bhagavad Gita will make everything clear. Anything, management. People want to learn about management. People study this Bhagavad Gita for management techniques. Nowadays, leadership. Oh, wonderful. So any topic you pick, you study Bhagavad Gita from that angle, it will be able to reveal deep secrets. So now, in these 24 nights, 23 nights so far, what we have been talking about is the most important aspect of the Bhagavad Gita and Hindu Shastras on the whole, and that is, Hindu Shastras are meant not for those things, We may use them on the side. Like, for example, you know how you use household things around your house? It's a very simple thing, actually. Let me tell you. I bet there is nobody sitting here who has not used a knife to turn a screw in your house. I know everybody has done it. But knife make to turn screw? Knife was not made to turn screws. See. Screwdriver was made to turn screws, isn't it? Knife was made to peel potato and all the other things, you see. So, we do use the knife for the things for which it was not meant. Well, that is exactly what happened with Shastras also. People use Shastras, scriptures. Shastras means scriptures. I am using all of those Sanskrit words because those words way outweigh the English words. So it's better we use those words only. They are our words. So I try to avoid saying scriptures, and we say Shastras. Shasanatrayate iti Shastra. Shastra means that by following which our life is protected from this samsara, repeated cycle of birth and death. This is the meaning. Anyway, so Shastras are meant for mukti, for coming out from the cycle of birth and That is the main purpose of the Shastra. The main purpose of the knife is to peel potato or whatever vegetable in the house. Though you may use it for something else, for which it was not designed. So Shastras are like that. It was not designed for... See, people think when I study Shastras, I'll become rich. People think when I study Shastras, I'll become educated. People think when I study Shastras, I'll become famous. But it was not meant for these things. I'll become a good leader. It was not meant for these things. It was meant for mukti. So this is the prathama prayojana, it is called. The first and foremost purpose of Shastra is mukti, coming out from the cycle of birth and death. So we have been seeing it. Now see, I cannot go and see in this 108 days from leadership standpoint, from psychology standpoint, from all. We may touch on those things a little bit as we go along, but we are taking Bhagavad Gita from its fundamental standpoint. And that is for mukti. The other things you can get without Shastras. And everybody get. We have good leaders all across the world. They have not studied Shastras. They have not studied Gita. You see? So, we're studying from this standpoint, from mukti. Now, where we are, this is chapter 4, which I chanted today. And here, Bhagavan starts chapter 4 by telling Arjuna that this knowledge which I am giving you today, this knowledge is not anything new. All great sages and saints, they say this. And even the Shastras say this. Knowledge is nothing new. Knowledge is coexistent with the universe. Like, for example, the law of gravity is not created by somebody. The law of gravity is coexistent with the universe. And knowledge of that law is also coexistent with the universe. Somebody just has to discover the knowledge. It is always there. The law about the speed of light and all the laws that it follows, photons, that knowledge is there of that law, but we have to discover that. Nobody creates any new knowledge. All knowledge is there. So Bhagavan says, this knowledge, I revealed it to Vivaswan way back at the time when the universe was coming from unmanifest to manifest. That time, I gave this knowledge to Vivaswan. Vivaswan gave it to Manu, and Manu gave it to Ikshvaku. And like that, it came down from one king to the next. Knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, knowledge of Upanishad, Shastras and all. It came down from one king to the next. But I told you now, Bhagavan also speaks about the law of, or the dualistic nature of the universe. And the dualistic nature of the universe will, of course, cause certain laws to adhere, to persist. And one law is, because we are living in a dualistic universe, what goes up will go down. Because otherwise there is no duality. It will only go up, and no go down. So then there is no duality there. So there is no such thing in the universe that is not subject to the law of duality. You think? Whoever is young will become old. Correct? Wherever is hot will become cold. It will happen because they're telling our sun is so hot, one day it will blow. It is burning itself out. Science is telling. So it is so hot now, one day all things are subject to this law. So now the knowledge was at its height when Bhagavan taught it to Vivaswan and Manu and all like that. Knowledge was at its height. So that we call society in Renaissance. But then there's decadence in society also. This is the law. If at one time the society is having a renaissance in knowledge, at another time there will be decay and decadence and total ignorance and all that kind of thing. So that is what he told in the concluding verse of this yesterday's lecture. What is that? Sakalene mahata yogo nashta parantapa. Oh Arjuna, in the great expanse of time, the ravages of time make sure that all things get turned upside down. and what to do. That's the universe you have chosen by your prarabdha karma. We have chosen this universe. You can't do anything about it. That is why mukti is there. The only thing we can do, you can't change it, in other words. We cannot change it. We can only come out from it. But you cannot make hot and cold go away, victory and defeat go away, joy and sorrow go away. They will always be there. Young and old go away. No. Knowledge and ignorance, we cannot do anything about it. That is the nature of the universe. But through mukti, I can come out from it. So this is the aim of the scripture. Huh? So Bhagavan said, now, even this knowledge which I passed on to Vivaswan, that was subject to the laws of duality also. What is that? It was at his ascendance at one time, and then by the great expanse of time, the knowledge got wiped away, disappeared. Yoga nashta paranta, but this Jnana yoga got destroyed, karma yoga destroyed. And so today, sa eva ayam maya tedya proktavan. Proktaha, I am telling you now today, this knowledge once more. So he's giving it to Arjuna. And I told in the beginning, he's giving it to Arjuna only as a medium, really, to give it to us. Arjuna is the medium only. Now, Arjuna has the question, and that is what we chanted today. Arjuna said, hold on. You give this knowledge, he's telling Bhagavan, you gave this knowledge to Vivaswan in the beginning of this cycle of manifested universe. But how can you give this knowledge to Vivaswan that time, which is billions of years ago, and you were born just recently, just a few years before me? How then did you give this knowledge to Vivaswan? In other words, this is the 4th chapter already, and this shows that Arjuna has still not yet come to recognize and appreciate Bhagwan as Paramatma, isn't it? 4th chapter already. And in fact, the only thing that will solidify in Arjuna's mind the grandeur of Bhagwan is when he gives him Virat Roop Darshan in the 11th chapter. Because the human being is such, you will tell him, but until something really dramatic happens in his life, that tell him, nothing will happen. So in the 11th chapter, dramatic Vishwarup Darshan, Virat Roop Darshan happens. Then only this whole thing really gets crystallized in Arjuna's mind. But here you can see now in the 4th chapter, he's thinking Krishna is his friend. He was only born 4 years before. Krishna was 4 years senior to Arjuna in the Mahabharata tradition. So how could you have taught this knowledge to Vivaswan in the beginning of the cycle and all that kind of thing? This is Arjuna's question. Aparam bhavato janma, param janma vivasvataha. Vivaswan was born way that time. You were born just now. Like that. How you gave this? Katham etad vijaniyam. Etad vijaniyam tvamadav proktavanti. How am I to understand that you gave this knowledge to Vivaswan? It may also be one more thing. One more thing is, Arjuna also is asking the appropriate questions for us. That also is a possibility. That Arjuna knew. But he is asking just for maybe a third thing. It may be that Bhagwan is prompting Arjuna to ask the question for us. How many things it could be? So total ignorance, Arjuna doesn't know that this is Bhagwan, doesn't appreciate. It could be that Arjuna knows and he's asking for us. It could be that he doesn't know and Bhagwan is prompting him to ask for all of us. And what follows, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, is the most wonderful exposition in scriptures, in Hindu Shastras, about reincarnation. And today, I'm telling also what we are trying to do in all of these nights is to try to decolonize the mind. We are, I'll tell you, without apology, we are thoroughly well-bred and well-educated Christians. Why? Because the British came into Bharat and ruled for 250 years, and they overhauled the entire education system, and they started making all of us think like Christians. So we are thoroughly well-bred Christians. So now all of these type of verses are supposed to make us wipe out all of this Christian thinking. Like just 2 nights ago, in one of the other temple, one man was asking me, somebody who comes to all the satsang every night, he was asking me, so what about the first time when Bhagwan created people? What about the first time? Again, he went on asking this question. The first time when Bhagwan started creating people. Where was Bhagwan, or where were the people before, and all of that kind of thing? So all the questions that he started asking is all Christian questions. Now see, when Bhagwan will start speaking here now, his reply to Arjuna, a lot of things will become clear. Let us now chant this thing. See, this is number 5. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
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 Bahuni vyatitani janmani tava charjuna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Tanyaham veda sarvani natvam vetha param tapa.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Ajope sannavyayatma bhutanam ishwaropi san.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Prakritim svamadhisthaya samam yatma mayaya.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Kanaya Lal ki
Jai.
Now see the words, and this topic had come up in the 2nd chapter also, and I had dealt with it there, but you all were not there. So it's good, it's coming up again. Bhagavan says, Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tava charjuna. Oh Arjuna, that I have had countless births. Listen to the word verbatim. This is Bhagavan's words. I have had countless births. And when we say countless, the Sanskrit word which is given is countless. It means literally countless. Literally countless means literally infinite. How many? Infinite. It is not any smaller number or anything. Infinite. How many births Bhagavan has had? Infinite. But the interesting part is the next line. Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavacha. It's you also have had how many births? Infinite. Now, if you cannot intellectually wrap that around your head, The fault is not with Bhagavad Gita, the fault is with your head. So it means to say a civilization that had taught this most esoteric intellectual idea of beginninglessness, a civilization has sunk to such a low, such a state of decadence, that even when you tell this to the intellect of that civilization now, that civilization says, what is this thing? I have had countless births. And human civilization has come to such a low ebb in their evolution that when you tell this to half of the world, they say, what? I have had countless births? That is rubbish. Why? Because the civilization has substituted intellectual understanding and intellectual might for poor tamasic belief. Belief is pure tamas. Why? Because for a simple reason. Belief is pure tamas because in belief you don't have to exert intellectually. And you know that human beings don't want to exert. That is our number one rule, isn't it? Number one rule is we don't want to exert. If we could get everything for nothing, human beings like that. To do nothing. If you see the whole civilization, this is the direction we are going in. Huh? Of course, Prakriti is smarter than we, so we get caught by our own trap. But our rule is, if we could get everything for nothing, we will gladly have it. That is the rule of all human beings. So now, here, Bhagavan is telling that we have had countless births, and he has had countless births, and the difference between Bhagavan and us now is what? Tani aham Veda sarvani. I remember all my births, but you don't remember any birth. That is the difference between Bhagavan and ordinary jiva, you and I. We remember nothing. What birth you're talking about? Bhagavan remembers all his births, and we remember none. Are we talking about birth? Well, I am sure. Yeah, today is what, Thursday? Today's Thursday, na? Last week, Thursday for lunch, what you had? Well, that also we can't remember. But you can't remember what you had for lunch 1 week ago, and you want to remember your last birth. We are very good at forgetting. Huh? One old fella, old man, 90 years old, and his equally old wife. They were sitting in a restaurant, and he was calling that wife darling and honey and dear and sweetheart and all kind of nice name he was calling. So a young man and his wife were sitting in the next table. So after some time, that young man went over to that old man and he said, Uncle, you know, you have to tell me the secret of such a nice, long, happy marriage life, because you reach at 90 and you're still telling your wife darling and sweetheart and dear and dearest and all sorts of nice thing like that. What is the secret of this long, nice marriage life? He said, son, let me tell you the truth. About 20 years ago, I forgot her name. So now, good thing I have these words, these English words and all them things, you know. But anyway, this is how forgetful the human being is. Forgetful. So we can't remember but Bhagavan is telling like this. Now, what is being propounded then in this 4th chapter here, at this stage, is what we call as reincarnation. And I told you this came up already in the 2nd chapter, reincarnation. And there are many scientific studies today. You just have to go and do a little bit of research. You will see there are many scientific studies which are again and again proving that there is reincarnation. And I want to tell you one more thing about statistics, right? Reincarnation, the idea of reincarnation is intellectually satisfying and intellectually overpowering. It's a compulsive idea, an idea which has forced you to believe. And that is proven, it is proven by the present statistics in the world. I'll tell you the statistics. In America and Europe, right, the majority not Hindu. Who are the people who teach reincarnation? Hindus, right? Who believe in reincarnation? Hindus. Achha, theek hai. In America, Hindus only make up 1% of the population. How much? 1%. And Europe, same thing. So because these are predominantly Christian countries. So Hindus make up 1% of the population. So if Hindus make up 1% of the population, or let us stretch it to 1.5. In America and Europe, if we make up only 1.5%, and we are the ones who believe in reincarnation, it means then that 1.5% of the population should have been believing in reincarnation, right? But the statistics in both the places, Europe and US, is 35% and climbing believe in reincarnation. I once met a Catholic person. He was talking about his last birth and this and that, and next birth, and he was talking like that, right? He's a Catholic, eh? So I said, well, boy, but you're Catholic? Why are you talking about past birth and next birth and this and that? He said, no, I am my own brand of Catholic. He's his own brand of Catholic. It means there's so many people from other religions, they cannot help but believe in reincarnation. That's why the statistics reach that high. So what Bhagavad is propounding here in the 4th chapter, and which he had done in the 2nd chapter we had seen, is the whole idea of reincarnation. And now he has added some more things. And what is that? What he has added is how many births I've had in the past. The number is literally infinite. It is not like I have 5 million births or 10 million births. The reason is, in Sanskrit there are some words which is called as anadi. So the jiva is anadi, beginningless. The jiva did not have a beginning. Anadi jiva, anadi prakriti, and anadi paramatma. All anadi, beginningless. And therefore, that demolishes in Sanatana Dharma the whole idea of creation. This is the implication of all of this. Bhagavan did not stop one day and create you and create me and create any. We have always been there. And he tells us in the beginning of his teaching. Beginning of the 2nd chapter, I have always been there. He says, Natve vaham jatu nasam, natvam neme janadipaha. There was never a time when you were not there. When I was not there, nor any of these kings on the battlefield. There was never a time when we were not there. We have always been there. So this removes any idea of creation in Sanatana Dharma. I was always there. Bhagavan did not create me. And I'll tell you one more thing. If you accept the creation theory, which is propounded in the Western religions, if you accept creation, there are countless things you will not be able to explain. Because Bhagavan will create 2 children at the same time, and he will put one child in Buckingham Palace and he'll put one child in the dump. Because there are children born in the dump. I have seen that. So if Bhagavan created them, so on what basis he put one in the dump? Then he will be an arbitrary Bhagavan. Arbitrary means what? He created 2 children and then he'll say, okay, inni, mini, miny, mo. Please shut your mouth and go. On what basis he'll put one child in the dump and one child in Buckingham Palace? Unless that child was there before and had karma of past lives. Most logical and rational explanation. But people who believe, I told you, when you shut down your intellectual machinery. When we believe, I shut down the intellectual machinery. And when somebody asks a question, well, you come up with all sorts of irrational things and all sorts of things like that, which again makes the situation worse. So the rishis and all cultures have been teaching reincarnation for millennia. And this has been there in all cultures. They just sat down and they removed it. Sanitized, they said. They removed this in reincarnation. But we have all had countless births and just we don't remember. In fact, the jivas, the insignia of jivahood is ignorance. We don't know. That is why Shastras are there, so we'll come to know. When Lakshmana asked Bhagwan Ram the difference between Jiva and Ishvara, Bhagwan Ram replies in Ramayana. Maya isna aapu kahu, jaan kahiye so jeevo Ram, jaan kahiye so jeevo. Pand moch prad sarva para, maya prerak siva
सियावर रामचंद्र की जय शरणम
pavan
सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय सियावर रामचंद्र की जय शरणम.
The jiva just doesn't know. That is why Bhagavan comes there to tell, to make us know. So we just don't know our births. We don't. So the jiva knows nothing. Bhagavan Ram is telling to Lakshmana, Maya isana aapu kahu, jan kahiye so jeev. That jeev is the one who knows nothing about his prakriti, Maya. He knows nothing about himself, and he knows nothing about Paramatma. The jiva is living in a life of ignorance only. That is why satsang is so important. Satsang is where all ignorance will be knocked out. So, the teaching of the Bhagavad Gita by Bhagavan Shri Krishna directly is that we have had countless births, and Bhagavan remembers all of his births, and I don't know anything about any birth. So, it's in the definition of jiva there is the one who is ignorant, doesn't know. Now, from number 6 onwards, Bhagavan gets into another topic. So now, how many topics so far? One is, I'll tell you the topics, and that's why I told in this 4th chapter, all the fundamentals of Sanatana Dharma. If you really want to understand what Sanatana Dharma is, you have to study this 4th chapter in detail. The first thing was given. One is, knowledge is coexistent with the universe. This is teaching of Sanatana Dharma. All knowledge is there. Nobody can teach anything new. And because Bhagavan said in the beginning of this cycle, I gave this knowledge, and he gave it to Vivaswan to Manu, Manu to Ikshvaku, like that. So second thing which is coming there. Now first, knowledge is coexistence with the universe. Eternal. All knowledge is eternal. Second, teaching which is coming there. We have in Sanatana Dharma what is called as Sampradaya and Parampara. Meaning the knowledge comes from the one who is knowledgeable to the one who is not knowledgeable. Sampradaya. And the knowledge comes down like this. It doesn't go up like that. So Sampradaya. Then, in this today's verse, reincarnation. Now see, fundamental to Sanatana Dharma. Reincarnation. Second, third, fourth, anaditvam of the universe. Because this verse is pointing to that thing, that I have always been there. It's not that somebody created me at some time. Anaditvam of Jiva, Jagat and Jagadishvara. All three beginningless. Anadi is the word in Sanskrit, beginningless. And I told, if intellectually I cannot grapple with that, this is good intellectual exercise. I have to go on trying to understand it. This is Sanatana Dharma. And is also now the deculturization of all of our minds. Decolonization of all of our mind. Because we have been colonized intellectually, colonized religiously, and all of that. So understanding anaditvam. Then the next topic which is coming again now, fundamental to Sanatana Dharma, and that is there in number 6, 7 and 8. What is that? That is called as avatar. No, that is not there in any religion of the world. Avatar. Avatar means Bhagavan himself will tell, no, I come again and again and again. The Lord manifests again and again and again. Avatar. This is, now I chanted 6 already. We'll chant 6, 7, 8 all together, because this is all about avatar. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Ajopi Sannagayatma Bhutanam Ishwaropi San,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Prakritim Swamadhisthaya Sambhavam Yakmamayaya,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirбhavati bharata,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
abhyuthanam dharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
paritranam sadhunam, paritranaya sadhunam, vinashaya chadushkritam,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Krishna Kanaya Lal ki
Jai.
Acha, now see one more difference which is not stated in the verse, which is there right behind the line. Between Jiva and Ishvara, means the ordinary being, between Arjuna and Bhagwan. Right? One more difference. And that is, just behind these lines, all of us come here in this world, we take birth again and again, compulsively. We are compelled to take birth by our karma. We talked about this before. But see, look here, the easy way to prove that is, look, did you ask to come here and be born in Guyana? You fill out a form online or what? Fill out a form online where you want to be born. Did you ask to be born Indian, Hindu, this, that, whatever? You found yourself like that, isn't it? We didn't ask, we didn't have an interview with God. It means you had absolutely no choice in the matter. Correct? So, that is explained in Shastra. I took birth here all by my karma only. I am this tall, I am this big, I am this small, I am this educated, I am born in this place, I am this color, I am this race, I am this religion. All that is karma. Karma pradhana visva kari rakha. Jo jasa karai so tas phalu chakha. Means by karma only we are where we are. Right. Now what about Bhagwan now? He has karma too or what? So one difference between the Jiva, you and I, Jiva, and Ishvara is we have karma and we are born by dint of karma against our will. We didn't ask to be here. The karma pushes us in some environment. But Bhagavan had no karma. So when Bhagavan has to take birth, he has to also take karma to take birth. Means he's free. Now we don't have that choice to take karma or leave karma. We are born here because of karma, which we have been doing in so many lifetimes. But Bhagavan is free from karma. So you see the beginning of Ramayana and all very nicely. Bhagavan orchestrates the whole plot in such a wonderful way that Narad had to give him shrap. And when Narad gives shrap, Bhagavan is thereby taking karma onto himself. So that based on that karma, now he'll take birth. And he could leave it anytime. That is another thing. Like when you go on the stage and you're playing Sugriv. Right? Or you're playing Bali on the stage. But you could leave it anytime. Isn't it? I hope so. Otherwise you go home and playing Bali for your wife, then you will know. You could leave it anytime. So Bhagavan takes karma and can leave karma anytime. But Jiva, all the sadhana and all the spiritual practice and all that is the only thing we can do to come out from this whole cycle of birth, and that warranted by karma. That's the only way. Mukti is the only way to leave karma. So now, that is why Bhagavan can start this verse by saying, Ajo pisan navyayatma bhutanam ishvaro pisan. I am ajaha, unborn. Unborn means, you and I are born because of the force of karma. But Bhagavan is unborn. Unborn means it does not take birth. Birth therefore means, in Bhagavad Gita language, birth is what? He who is forcefully pushed into manifestation in the universe by dint of karma. That thing is called as birth. But Bhagavan says, I am birthless. Ajaha. I am birthless. So I voluntarily take karma every so often. So now this whole 3 verses will be like that. I voluntarily take karma onto myself every so often, and I manifest in this universe. That's why he uses the word here, Sambhavami Atma Mayaya. It's a very wonderful phrase for those people who are interested in studying Sanskrit and all. I manifest forth by subjecting myself to my own maya. What a wonderful thing. Swamadhisthaya sambhavami atma maya. So now see, this is a very simple thing to understand also. It's not such a complex intellectual idea. Huh? Now you are a businessman, right? But you like acting also. Because people in any profession will like acting, you know. So you're a businessman and you like acting also. So now they put you in the drama and you go on stage and you are acting as a beggar. So you sit down with a begging bowl in the drama on stage. So now you are really not a beggar, you know. You're a businessman. You have money. But in that drama, what you have actually done is you have put your own nature as a businessman, your own swabhav as a businessman, you have put it under your subjection, means you have put it under your control, and you put aside the businessman gunas and behavior and reality, you put it aside, and now you have just taken up the role of a beggar. I mean, that is really your true nature as a businessman, but you are able to subject it to your control. You subject that nature to your control. So when you go on stage, you don't go there and tell the director, no, how you put me to beg? I am a businessman, you know. Like in the village, the children were given the Ramayana drama to do, right? So they were practicing all week Ramayana drama. And in the Ramayana drama, what happens? Bhagavan shoots Bali. You know that, right? Bhagavan shoots Bali, and Bali, pat, he died. So now, they did all their practice and rehearsal and everything, and all that went well. For 1 week, every day. Then on the day of the drama now, when Bhagavan shoots Bali, Bali stands there now, he doesn't die. So the director started sweating, The director is behind the curtains. Bali is supposed to die when Bhagavan shoots him. And the director is sweating and he's whispering from behind the curtain, "Are die. Die." So Bali is not dying. So the director is getting, really frustrated and all. So he shouts, "Are die! What is the matter with you?" When Bhagavan shoots, Bali is supposed to die. Then Bali shouts back at the director now, behind the stage, "No, I am not going to die. All week I've been dying. Let Sugriv die today." No. The drama doesn't go like that. If you are supposed to put your own nature and suppress it behind, subjugate your own nature to your control and put it behind, and in front you put something else. This is exactly what this line means. What is it? This verse. Bhagavan is able to subject his true nature to his own Maya and manifest forth as a limited, ordinary being with mother and father. This is the idea. Ajo pisannavyayatma bhutanamishu. Even though I am the Lord of all things in this universe, all beings also, and I am unborn, prakritim swamadhisthaya, subjecting my prakriti to my control, my own Maya power to my control, sambhavami atma maya. I manifest forth by my own power, like that. And when he does, now the next verse tells, when he does, yada yada hi dharmasya glanihi. When there is a decline of dharma goes down, then abhyuthanam dharmasya, and adharma rises. There's a decline of dharma and a rise of adharma. He says, that time, tadatmanam srijami aham. That time I manifest forth. And then when I come, what do? I told in the next verse. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha duskritam. I remove all these wicked people and I protect all these sadhus. Now you see, which avatar does remove wicked people? Bhagavan Shri Krishna's avatar is the most. Bhagavan Shri Ram only remove few. Bhagavan Shri Krishna from birth, Bakasur and Putna and I don't know how many, one after the next. You have to see Bhagavatam. Countless. Because Kans send every available Rakshas to kill him. So he was removing one by one. Vinashaya cha duskritam. Remove all the wicked and save all the sadhus and all of that. Paritranaya sadhunam. Save all the sadhus. Then, dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. From age to age I come, countless. So this is the whole idea of avatar. Again and again, again and again. Which religion teaches? Unique to Sanatana Dharma. Fundamental. Again and again. Age after age after age. And there's no such thing like Dash Avatar. Dash Avatar is a nice convenient thing we have made. There are countless avatars. You see, in Bhagavad, anywhere you see, countless avatars. Are look here, Bhagavan himself tells how many births I have had. Answer that. Just now only he tells. Just now only he told. How many births he has had? He just told countless, infinite. Now how you are telling 10 avatar? 10 avatar we have identified only, and we have made a very convenient presentation of 10 avatar and all that kind of thing. Nothing more than that. Nothing more than that. There are countless avatars. Bahuni me vyatitani janmani. Countless births. Yes. Seeming births. What he explains, what he clarifies. Right? Sambhavami. So he tells so many things. So this is the whole idea of avatar. This is the whole idea of the decline of dharma. So many things are there. And exactly what the avatar does. And Bhagavan Sri Ram takes avatar, comes and removes that diabolical Ravan, that wicked Ravan and all his cohorts, all those fellows. So, two things are to be said there. One is, in saving sadhus, dharma is saved. And in removing rakshasas, again dharma is saved. You can say this in two ways. By saving the sadhus, by protecting the sadhus, by promoting the sadhus, by, nourishing sadhus with knowledge and everything, dharma is saved. And one other way to say that is, you just, like for example, the river is dirty. How the river became dirty? Because we threw everything in the river, right? So one way to clean up the river is, you go and remove all the things that you have thrown inside of there. Another way is, you just don't throw anything, the river will clean itself by it. So stop throwing. The river has its own way of cleaning itself. Once that river flows like that, and we stop throwing, it will be all clean by itself. So two things there, two ways to look at our Bhagavan's avatar. And why only one? Bhagavan is doing both at the same time. He protects all the sadhus in his avatar, and he removes all of these rakshasas and all. Now, last thing to be said in that before we continue, and that is, look here. What is my role in all of that? What is our role in all of that? And Bhagavan is coming to protect dharma. Bhagavan is coming to remove rakshasas and protect all sadhus and all. What is your role? What is your duty? Our duty is to assist Bhagavan in the protection of dharma. And how we can do that? No, you want to go out and kill rakshasas or what? No. Dharma is not protected in the air, and dharma is not protected in the sky and in trees and all of that. Dharma is protected when we live it. See, the art of acting is protected when we become a good actor. If you have it in the book, how the art will be protected? The art of acting cannot just be in a book. It has to be inside somebody. If that is not lived in a personality, that art will die. In the very same way, dharma is not lived in our personality, it will die. Dharma is not in books, and in trees, and in the air, in the sky. So now when Bhagavan says, I come to protect dharma, our great responsibility and job is, all of us have to imbibe dharma and live a dharmic life. If that is not done, and we are not talking about reading about dharma and understanding dharma, that is only part of it. It is living dharma, then it is protected. I have to find out what is the dharmic thing and live that. You see? And throughout this Gita, so many of this will come. Anyway, so now see, in number 9, he said the person who understands my divine nature like this and my karma, how I take karma unto myself and how I am unborn and I have come so many countless times in the past, and one who understands all of this, that person is not born in this world again. In other words, all what has been taught so far by Bhagavan, I have to understand all of that. And very clearly now, in the next verse, again mukti is propounded, not coming back in this cycle of birth and death. See, this is what number 9. See that. Janma karma cha me devyam evam yo veti tattvataha.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Tattva deham punarjanma naiti mahameti pa.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Tattva deham punarjanma
Krishna Hare Hare.
Krishna Kanhaiya Lal ki
Jai.
Janma, karma, Bhagwan's janma and his karma. See, he's using the word. He himself just said he is unborn. And Bahun image Janmani. So it's on that side he says, I have had countless births. On this side he's saying, I have had births. And in the middle he says, Ajaha, I am not born. So you have to understand very clearly the difference between Bhagwan being born, I explained that just now, and we being born. We are born compulsively by karma. Bhagwan voluntarily takes karma onto himself to be born. So this is what he means, his birth. So he says, people who understand my birth like that, Janma, and understand my karma like that. What is it? Like, I took karma onto myself to take birth only. And when I come here and I remove all these Rakshasas and I protect all the sadhus, in our case, when we do that karma, we do it selfishly. And the karma produces results. And the result comes, from the result comes bondage. And when Bhagwan does it, he does it selflessly. And so those karmas do not produce any result to bind him. So the one who understands all of this is what he means. Janma karma cha me divyam. And so his karma and janma is birth and karma is divine. Divyam. Yo vetti tatvata. Who know it in reality, such a person, chaktva diham, when he dies and gives up this body, such a person, punarjanma nayeti. He doesn't have punarjanma, another birth. So now what is the topic of Bhagavad Gita? The topic of Bhagavad Gita is this thing. So that I will not have another birth. And if I don't study the Bhagavad Gita properly, then it is birth after birth after birth. And then people ask, so Swamiji, what's wrong with the birth? I don't mind. I have a nice life. I have a good family, I have a good husband, good wife, good children, good job, I make good money, I have a good house, I have a good car, I have good everything. What's wrong with the birth after birth after birth? I don't mind. Well, a lot of things. Because in the next birth, we don't know if we will be born as a human being again. That is one thing. We will be born as a donkey, monkey, hog, dog, frog, anything. Some people say, no, Swamiji, how you could say that, man? I'll be born as a donkey? I told you that nice story, na? Irresistible story. What is the husband went home and he was looking depressed. He went from satsang, Satsang, So the wife asked, what is the matter with you? From satsang you looking depressed? He said, yes, that's Swamiji said, in my next life I could be born as a donkey. That depressed me. That wife said, you don't worry, you will not be born as a donkey. He said, wow, you said that very confidently. How can you be so confident? In my next life I will not be born as a donkey. She said, you are never born the same thing in 2 consecutive lives. It means to say right now. So you rest assured you will not be born as a donkey. So anyway, the idea is, first thing, we don't know what will be born in our next life. So let us just presume, like some people presume, that we will be born a human being. That's only presumption. And Katha Upanishad is very clear about that. In Katha Upanishad is very clear that I could be born as anything. But let us just presume now, for argument's sake, because many people like to think. What they say, Swamiji, but at least think positive now. Think positive. Rishi's thinking is not to think positive. Rishi, just now we are saying the world is made up of a duality. There is positive and negative. There is life and death. Isn't it? Birth and death. There is victory and defeat. There is health and disease. So the Rishi's teaching is not to think positive. This is all Western things. We don't teach to think positive. Nowhere, there is no word in Sanskrit which says think positive. You have to tell me the word. We say think real. Real means what? It means at any time in life you could experience this possibility or you could experience this possibility. Now you see, just compare the two. The person is only thinking positive, positive, positive. But we live in a universe that has positive and Negative. So the one who is thinking positive, 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 and then he experiences negative because he will. You jump high or jump low, you are living in a universe that has both. So you're only thinking positive. Huh? Yeah, think positive. Then negative comes. Then we say, I don't know what happened to this Bhagwan, you know. I was thinking positive, and look what he gave. So Sanatana Dharma does not teach think positive. That is a whole Western thing all made up. Because we understand that the world is made up of positive and negative, when you go to play the match, you think we could either win this match or we could very well lose the match. And that is what happens or not. So when we only think, no, we'll win. A big world-class players in football and all. You'll see in Brazil and Argentina and wherever, Mexico, or when they're playing, when they lose, they cry like little babies on the field. These are big millionaires, They cry like babies. Because your culture has taught you to think only one side. The Rishi culture is, Arey bhaiya, you think real. We are living in a real world of positive and negative. We are living in a real world of victory and defeat. And in every match, somebody will win and somebody will lose. Which match you see? Which World Cup you see? Oh, two winners. So think real. This is the idea. It means to say, thinking real has a deeper concept that is called acceptance. And thinking positive is a refusal of this word. Acceptance. I accept 100% the outcome can be this or it can be that. It's a wiser way of living. This is what the Rishis taught. So, people think, they tell Swamiji, think positive now. In my next life, I will be born as human being. Because that's positive, but I'm telling the real thinking, you could be born as anything. But anyway, now, let us just say that we are born human being. Now, again, I wanted to ask you one simple question. You just try to remember your life from the time you were born until now. Just recollect your own life. And you are born in the next life and you have to go through the same exact thing, ball by ball. No change. You go through the same thing again. And you fall down again from your bicycle. And the ants bite you again. And the moribunda come on you again. And the plimpla boy you again. Just like all the things. And you get this sick and that sick and the other sick. And there's so many things you went through. And you had to study so hard for the exam. And no change. You have to go through the same thing. You want to go through? Anybody? Man, that thing had to be real boring. You have to be a real boring person to want that. That thing is boring. And if you want it, that means you also have to be boring. Because I'll show you how you don't want it. You have not thought about it. If in the lunchtime, your mother gives you to eat dal and rice and bhaji in lunchtime. And in the evening time, the mother gives the same dal and rice and bhaji. That little boring thing you complain. Correct? And there's only one day, one meal. We complain. And you want to go back ball by ball commentary from your birth till again where you are now? But that is what happens in the next birth. Same thing. Most boring thing. That's why Bhagwan blessed. Bhagwan also with so much of compassion, he blessed us to forget. It's a blessing that we forgot. Because if you have to go through and do the same thing again, and if you had remembered, life would have been real boring. But anyway, we have to go and do the same thing again in the next life, like that. So, he says, my dear, you pursue mukti, and the one who understands his divine machinations and his divine leelas, sports, and all things that he is doing, the one who understands all that, having dropped this body, naeti punarjanma, he never goes to another birth. So I'm telling you all of this because the topic of Shastras and not the other things. The topic of Shastras, especially this Bhagavad Gita and the Upanishad, the topic is mukti. please remember that word from today. Mukti, and the masculine form of that same mukti in Sanskrit is gender of words. In masculine form is called moksha. So those two words you will hear. Mukti is feminine word and moksha is masculine word, having the exact same meaning. They are synonyms. So that's why these words come all the time. And Bhagavan is telling in this last line which we just saw there, that the one who really understands his divine work and how his nature and his karma and all that, that person will not be born in this world again. That person merges with him. And this kind of line will come over and over and over in this Bhagavad Gita. Okay? And now, for doing that, what has to happen? We have to start getting rid now of Shad Vikar and all the others. That is going to come in now, number 10. See that. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Vita Raga Bhaya Krodha Manmaya Mamupashritaha,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Vahavo Jnana Tapasa Bhuta Madbhava Magata,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Krishna Kanaya Lal ki jai.
Jai.
The person, see, the wonderful thing about Sanatana Dharma is also it points out the goal very nicely, but it also points out the means. So here are the means. So Bhagavan's goal is what? Punarjanma na vidyate. Punarjanma na eti. Mameti, O Pandava. The person merges with me and never takes birth in this world again. That is the goal. So if the goal is given and the means are not given, what is the use? I tell you the goal, tell you the ideal, and no means. That's useless. So Bhagavan gives the goal just now in that previous verse, now the means. All the things we have to practice. And see, we cannot also be lazy. Human beings are known for being lazy. Yeah? So we cannot be lazy. We have to have the inner will. The inner will to subject myself to a very rigorous program of sadhana. I can't just say, sit down and be, अच्छा ठीक है हम जाएंगे सत्संग उस मंदिर में अलेक्जेंडर विलेज देखेंगे क्या होगा क्या नहीं होगा पता नहीं क्या होगा अगर तो कुछ होगा तो ठीक हो जाएगा. It means to say, I go into satsang, we'll see what happens. I don't know, if something happened, that will be good. In Alexander, that is not sadhana. Sadhana means I have to really take up something with a zest and an enthusiasm that is unprecedented in my own life. Not just, take heavy. Pandit Ravi invited me, and if I don't come, how it will look. Pandit will say, what happened? You didn't show up. So, to avoid getting a boof from Pandit, that is not sad. Of course, that is good that you came at least for some reason. But the reason should be, I want to really engage myself in sadhana. So Bhagavan Shri Krishna is giving in this. Now, I will just tell a literal meaning, and then we'll see this tomorrow. Because my time is gone away. Vita raga vaya krodhaha manmaya mamupashritaha. Those people who have taken refuge in me, in Bhagavan. Now see, I have to work towards taking refuge in Bhagavan. But in order to do that, I have to go beyond raga dvesha, which is given Vita. Raga, when we say raga, we mean dvesha also. Likes and dislikes, or attachment and aversions. You have to go beyond that. Bhaya, fear. Otherwise, human being lives in constant fear. Then krodha, anger. We saw this in detail in the second chapter. Then next line, so wonderful. This is a tremendous line, one of my favorite lines in Bhagavad Gita. Bahavo jnana tapasa puta mad bhavam agataha. I have to purify myself, and this is why the Bhagavad Gita is so praised for its jnana marga. Bhagavad Gita is really about jnana. Bahavaha jnana tapasa. I have to really purify myself by great jnana tapas. Jnana tapas word is coming here. Jnana tapas. Jnana tapas means the austerity of knowledge. A big phrase. If you want to find out what it means, this line and all, you'll have to come tomorrow or tune in on Facebook or wherever live that thing is. But really a wonderful line. Jnana tapas. Not blindly doing anything, but we have to know what we are doing. There has to be a very conscious, aware, there's no such word as aware, but conscious, aware approach to everything that I do. Not just blindly like, but. All right, I'll stop and I'll tell some announcements, and then we will have Gita Arti. Okay. Like I said, Pandit Raviji explained that we are going to 108 temples across the island. Across the country, see, island, we continue to say island. There's no island, na? They're huge. Across the country, from Essequibo to Bobis. Those of you who can come to the other temples and all, please come. It's a very sacred journey of 108 nights to finish the whole Bhagavad Gita. To mark the occasion, we have made a bookmark here for everybody. Please have one on your way out. You will remember this whole, that you attended something. Okay. A very special thank you to Pandit Raviji and Pandit Aditya. He is not here. He's here today? He didn't come. Pandit Aditya. He came there at Taxila University. And all the members of this Vishnu Mandir here in Alexander Village for hosting us today. We are very delighted to be in your company. Okay. Tomorrow night, night number 25, quarter century. Already in no time. I feel like I started yesterday only. Quarter century tomorrow. At the Sri Satya Sanatan Vedic Mandir in Grove East Bank. Grove. 7 to 8:30. Same time. While we are telling the time is some places, we have had 2 places already where it was 7:30, it was later and all. Yeah, all right. A lot of things are happening at the ashram. Please, if you get time, please come on down to the ashram. One very important thing is the Indian High Commission here in Georgetown and the Mahatma Gandhi Cultural Institute. No. So in Trinidad it is called that. Swami Vivekananda Cultural Organization here in town and Chinmay Mission, all 3 organizations have come together to have a Bhagavad Gita chanting competition. So 2 acharyas who have been posted from Toronto to Guyana Chinmay Mission, now they're sitting here. Devji and Jinaji were posted in Toronto Chinmay Mission for 10 years. And they helped to build that mission from zero to great heights it has come. And now they're posted to Guyana to contribute to the Sanatan Dharma landscape of Guyana. So you're very fortunate to have 2 of them. They will be teaching Bhagavad Gita. They started already teaching Bhagavad Gita chanting. And the competition will be in June. So you can sign up online. Please do enroll and learn to chant Bhagavad Gita properly and with all the intonations and the proper length of the syllables and all of that in proper chanda. Tell others also and sign up and learn to chant it. Okay? That is what they are here for, to do all of those things and to have, they're having several classes. You can benefit from their classes, Sanskrit classes, children's classes. In the summertime, there will be a camp for children in Bhagavad Gita happening at Monripo, at the ashram and all, right? Okay. Now, on Saturday, the 8th of March, we're having a fundraiser at the ashram in Monripo. Please come out and try out our new innovative pizzotti. What is a pizzotti? It is a blend between a pizza and a pepper roti. Pepper roti is a hot roti, and pizza, you know. So we have made a hybrid between the two of them. You have to come and try it. It's a very tasty, stuffed kind of roti thing. All right. On the 3rd of May, we're having our grand finale of this 108 nights. 3rd of May. Right here in town at the Gandhi Youth Cricket Ground. 3rd of May at 5 p.m. Please save the date and come. It's going to be a grand conclusion of these 108 nights after we do from Essequibo to Berbice. All right? Don't miss the opportunity. All right. And last, those people who are interested in studying this type of knowledge, fortunately this year, the course is going to be there in Trinidad. The course is held every so, like the last course finished in what, 2017 or something? 19, 18, 2018, the last course finished. So it is a 2-year course. You have to come and stay in the ashram for 2 years and study every single day. Classes are there. There are no holidays in that 2 years. I mean, when we say no holiday, we mean no holiday. Huh? No Friday, Saturday, Sunday, no holiday, no Christmas or Diwali, nothing. Every day studies. And the studies start at 5:30 a.m. and ends at 8 p.m. every single day. So it's a very demanding course. And all Sanskrit is taught from scratch all the way up to BA level, and all the Shastras are taught in Sanskrit like that. Then the person is allowed to go out to start teaching only after that very intense training. It's not just any ordinary training. Now, the qualification for joining the course is you have to be under 30, you have to be unmarried, and you have to have a university degree, any degree. So once those qualifications are there, the ashram will provide everything for people who want to study all of this and become brahmacharis and swamis and servants of the society and all of that sort of thing. Huh? All right. So it starts now on the 2nd of October and runs for 2 years. 2nd of October this year. Runs for 2 years without any break. Okay. All right. Please pass the word around and encourage those who are interested in this type of thing. Please have a look at our bookstall. Vibhishan Gita is from Lanka Kand. This is a dialogue between Bhagavan Sri Ram and Vibhishan. Vibhishan Gita. Many titles are there. Balviha, Book of Prayers. All the prayers that we chant and their meanings and explanation and all that. And this very famous Bhagavad Gita of Puja Gurudev Swami Chinmayananji. This Gita is there on the shelf of all great scholars who really want to study Bhagavad Gita. You have to see this commentary on Gita. And many children's titles are there. This one is called Krishna Loves You. Many books for children. Better you give children books than give them chocolate. Because chocolate will give them bad health. But books will give them good mental health. So please see on the outside and buy nice books for presents. This is the best kind of presents. Okay. Now we will have Aarti and we will conclude. Yes. आरती के लिए सब खड़े हो जाइए. ओम जय भगवद गीते, मैया जय भगवद गीते. हरि कमल विहारिणी, हरि कमल विहारिणी, सुंदर सुपुनीते. ओम जय भगवद गीते.
जय भगवद गीते, मैया जय भगवद गीते. हरि कमल विहारिणी, हरि कमल विहारिणी, सुंदर सुपुनीते. ओम जय भगवद गीते.
कर्म सुमर्म प्रकाशिनी, कामा शक्ति हरा.
मैया कामा शक्ति हरा.
तत्व ज्ञान विकासिनी,
तत्व ज्ञान विकासिनी, मैया निर्मल मलहारी
शरण रहस्य प्रदायिनी
शरण रहस्य प्रदायिनी
सब विधि
सुखकारी ओम जय भगवत गीते
राग द्वेष विदारिणी तारिणी मोद सदा
मैया
मैया
कारिणी मोर सदा
भवभयहारिणी तारिणी
भव भय हारिणी तारिणी धर्मानंद परा ओम जय भगवत गीते
आसुर भाव विनाशिनी नाशिनी तमरजनी
मैया
मैया
नाशिनी तमरजनी
दैवी सद्गुणदायिनी
दैवी सद्गुणदायिनी हरि रसिका सजनी ओम जय भगवत गीते
समता त्याग सिखावन हरिमुख की बानी
मैया
मैया
हरि मुख की बानी
सकल शास्त्र की स्वामिनी
सकल शास्त्र की स्वामी श्रुतियों की रानी ओम जय भगवत गीते
दया सुधा बरसावन मातु कृपा की जय
मैया
मैया
मातु कृपा की जय
हरिपद प्रेम दान कर
हरिपद प्रेम दान कर अपनों तेरी जय ओम जय भगवत गीते जय भगवत गीते मैया जय भगवत गीते हरिया कमल विहारी हरिया कमल विहारी सुंदर सुखनीते ओम जय भगवत गीते
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 मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुड़ध्वज मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्षम मंगलायतनो हरि
मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुड़ध्वज मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्षम मंगलायतनो हरि मंगलम यतनो हरि मंगलायतनो हरि
त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम। बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव।